Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good late evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. I know. Some of y'all are like, what? He's talking about this? What's going on? But hey, we got to talk about this. This is some crazy stuff. Hopefully you guys are all doing well, enjoying your day, making it a wonderful or had a good day. For those of y'all who are watching it with me live, I appreciate you guys. I know some of you guys might be like, this is a little off the beaten path of what he's been covering lately. Well, I cover a lot of things on this channel, on this planet, everything from politics to pop culture, controversy, true crime, you name it. We talk about it right here. And we have been watching closely on this man, Ye, like crazy. And now we're getting some more information revolving around his possible campaign run for president. Allegedly, I don't even know. And and his recent interview on Timcast. We're going to be taking a look at a little bit of that because let me tell you, it is something else. And it's something that we all need to see. Again, Kanye, man, I got so many things to say about Kanye or Ye. My apologies. I got a lot of things to say about Ye right now. Some good, some bad, some in between. I got a lot to say about this man, but I'm going to hold my thoughts for a second here before we jump into everything, okay? And the funny thing is Ann just said something, and see, Ann, you might want to repeat this in a little bit because I want to come back to that. I want to come back to that. You know what I'm saying? That comment right there. Okay. So maybe copy it and then repaste it in a little bit because I got some things to say. Okay. And I hear you on that. I'm not sitting here saying that I disagree. I just have some things I want to say revolving around that. So anyway, before we go into everything, okay, I know this is a late stream, but this just recently happened. I told you I was going to be hopping on to talk about something completely different, and now I'm on talking to you about something completely different. And I think this is very important because, like I said, there's some information out here, okay? There's some information out here that's circulating saying that Ye might be running in 2024. Real talk. And I think that's very, very weird. So before we jump into everything, do me a solid. Hit that like button down below. Send it past 200 likes. I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. I got a fly in the studio, and it won't go away. All right. I guess it likes my presence. I don't know what it is. But anyway, be sure to hit that like button down below. Send it past 200 likes. We're going to be looking at this video very shortly. Got to give you a little bit of background information about everything that revolves, that leads up to this interview and why Ye may have walked off. All right. And so don't forget to hit that like button. And of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Be greatly appreciated. I talk about everything on this channel, everything from pop culture, politics, true crime, controversy, you name it. We talk about it right here. If anything's popping off, we talk about it right here on the Pascal Show. So hit that subscribe button. Anyway, we got to jump into some things. All right, because there's a lot to talk about. And I got a very little bit of time to do it because it's late, y'all. And I wanted to hop on with you guys and chop it up with you guys just for a quick minute about this particular situation, okay? So there is some things that we are going to talk about. Yes, I already know about the fake bot that's flying around. If you happen to see the Pascal Show logo next to a WhatsApp thing, that is not me. That is not me. That is not me. So ignore it. I went in and blocked the thing, but you never know. These bots like to be bots. Okay. Bots be botsin'. Okay. But I do know about it. I took care of it. Hopefully it's been remedied, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? These things keep coming whenever they want to. All right. So let's get into some things, okay? Okay. So Kanye West was recently on a show called Timcast, sorry, hosted by Tim Pool. And if you don't know who Tim Pool is, I mean, he's a commentator. He's more right wing than anything else. More on the conservative side. He likes to say that he's, not. He's not very pigeonholed by specific, by specific in a specific category. But I like to say that he's pretty damn right winged. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. All right. But he has a lot of people on his show. A lot of times he has a lot of controversial people on his show. A lot of times he has people that are hardcore right wing. Sometimes these people are already known racists, or they're N-words. If you get what I'm saying, how can I say this? They follow the H-man, if that makes any sense. Neo N-words. There you go. And this happens to happen. This exact thing happens to happen on Tim Pool tonight. Tonight, he brings on 3 very interesting individuals, all under the same roof at the same damn time, all working together because it looks like Ye is pulling together a team, a campaign for his, or, at least a team for his campaign for presidency in 2024. Now, there has been videos out here of him talking about him running for president in 2024. All right. Now, just recently, he had a meeting or a dinner with President number 45. Yes, that's right. He had a sit down with Donald J. Trump, former president of these United States. And he brought one of those guys with him to this meeting, to this dinner. Let me just say this. Very bad idea. Very bad look for former President Trump. Okay? Just have to say that. All right? So, of course, like I said, I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of information leading up to this interview that Tim Pool had on Timcast. So he's been out here talking about all kinds of different things. We already know he's been saying a lot of anti-Semitic remarks on several podcasts. And I know that there's people out here that are hardcore saying, hey, he's speaking the truth. He's saying this, that, and the third. Regardless, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. I still think that he has been, a bit unhinged, hella unhinged, to the point where, and this is what I find strange, he'll one day rock a White Lives Matter t-shirt, with White Lives Matter written on the back. And of course, that separates the entire world. Some people are very much with him on it, and some people are very much against him. Then a week later, he'll come out and say, hey, my mom was sacrificed. Or, within that same time, I'm sorry. Before that, he says he's going DEFCON 5 on Jewish people. Then, of course, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, clutch my pearls. A good majority of people react to this in that way. But for some odd reason, he gets another group of people that are sitting here going, I feel what he's saying. I'm 110% behind his back. To 100% behind him, right? Then a week later, he says, oh, my mom was sacrificed, and talks about this crazy Illuminati stuff, in my personal opinion. Just out there. Even more people get on his side. They're like, yes, he's speaking the truth. The Illuminati is real, so on and so forth. In fact, I even had a conversation with Jennifer Lewis in an interview that recently went viral, where I asked her what her thoughts were on Kanye West and his recent remarks, his recent doings, okay, his recent goings-ons. Even herself, she's sitting here saying, This man definitely needs to find some help. He needs to talk to the right people. He needs to have some people there to be not yes men, but people there to help him during this time that he's in right now. Okay? So, after all of this stuff, he meets up and we see him walking into, walking down an airport terminal with one of the biggest. I have to use code words, but I'm trying. I'm trying my hardest to use code words, but I have to use certain words. Okay, so here it is. He starts hanging out with one of the biggest known neo-Nazis out here, one of the biggest Holocaust deniers out here, and he takes this dude to dinner with former President Trump. Then he teams up with another extremely controversial character that's known for being a white supremacist. Yes, it's insane. Okay? So this is why I'm talking about this, because it is time for...
I got liposuction. For 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
Kanye watch.
I don't know what happened there, but it's supposed to say Kanye watch after that, but that was weird. I'm going to try it one more time.
I got liposuction. For 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
Kanye watch.
Yeah, it refuses to work today. See, even that is losing its damn mind. That's weird. Okay? Even this Kanye bumper is walking away from the show. Okay? That's how serious this is, all right? But anyway, I wanted to show you guys this article really quick because, like I said, this is absolutely insane to me, okay? This says Trump hosted a Holocaust denier at his Mar-a-Lago estate during visit with Kanye West a week after announcing 2024 run. Now, let's be real. He went and Trump announced that he was running in 2024. A lot of people are very excited about that. But then a week or so later, Kanye West says, yo, man, I'm doing it too. I'm running for Trump. I'm running for president as well. Say what? Oh, you saw it. You saw it say it? Okay. I wanted to make sure it froze on my end. Like I said, this program, I'm getting a brand new program next week. So this thing is losing its doggone mind. But thank you for letting me know. Okay. And I see all you guys saying that. Tyler, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate it. He said, we saw it. All right, man. I'm sorry. I'm kind of proud of that graphic. Okay. But anyway, crazy, right? So he says, Trump's like, I'm running for 2024, thumbs up. And he does his little shimmy thing. And then Kanye, or Ye, a week or so later says, yeah, I'm running for it too. Okay. So very, very interesting. Now, Carly with an I, hold on, before you jump down my throat, hold on. I'm even blowing my face up here. Hold on. I'm not trying to put Trump in a bad place. So before anybody tries to turn this into something bad, not trying to do that. All I'm saying is optics. It is a bad look for Trump right now, having that dinner with, as far as optically speaking, it's not a great look that he was sitting down with a known neo-Nazi, okay, Holocaust denier, and then Kanye West, okay? It's not great. So much that there are people in his camp, all right, people in the Republican Party that are sitting here now saying, oh, no, they're even denouncing Trump right now because of this dinner. Trump could be absolutely innocent in this piece. He could be. Didn't even know what was going to happen, okay? Didn't even know who he was sitting down with. until he sat down with them. He could be absolutely innocent. So before you guys start trying to come at me, trying to think that I'm trying to bash Trump in this episode, I am doing far from that right now. Far from it. Okay? It's just kind of crappy because this chance meeting that Kanye had with Trump, he shows up with somebody that's not a good idea. Okay? And I know there's some people who feel like he knew. Like Tone Cone said, hey man, he knew. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. All we know is that it was a bad look. And I think it's a bad look on both sides of the situation. Bad for Kanye and not a great look for Trump. Okay? But this is not the conversation I'm here to have about it. I'm just giving you a little bit of seeds of what's been going on leading up to this interview on Tim Pool. Okay? He had a dinner with Trump. He had Nick Fuentes on there with him, which no matter what, bad look. Okay? And he's had a interesting couple months. Let's keep it real. Everything from the White Lives Matter t-shirts all the way to this ish here. Okay? To this meeting, bringing Nick Fuentes and bringing on Milo. I can't say his last name correctly. Yiannopoulos, I think it is. I could be saying it wrong. Okay. Another known controversial person on the far right. Okay. And he's running around with these mother lovers. It's very confusing times in my personal opinion. Okay. I will say that. All right. But I do want to show you guys this as well. Another article. Again, his track record has been not so very, very interesting and thought-provoking. Let's say that at least. Okay. Let's just say that. All right. But let's continue here. Right here. Because we're going to take a look at some of this video. All right, we are going to take a look at a little bit of this video, and it is definitely something that we don't want to miss. All right, so Kanye West storms out of Tim Pool interview after pushback to his anti-Semitic claims. Now, what's interesting is, I'll show you guys. I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit of the video. Okay, as you can see, this is Ye chilling, or Kanye, or Ye or Kanye, however you want to call it, chilling on Timcast. And in my personal opinion, for Timcast, this is huge. This is absolutely freaking huge. Okay? I will say that. Very, very huge for the people who are fans of Timcast. Okay? This is huge. Where pop culture and internet, YouTube political commentary meet, right? And in my personal opinion, this is huge. Okay? So let's take a look at this article right quick. All right? Now, disgraced hip hop star, this is according to the New York Post. So disgraced hip hop star Kanye West stormed off the set of an interview with podcaster Tim Pool on Monday after the host pushback against against the rapper's anti-Semitic statements. To come in here, I feel like it's a setup to be like defending. I'm literally going to walk the F off the show if I'm sitting up here having to, talk about, you can't say it was Jewish people that did it. West said moments before taking off his headset and stomping out of the studio where he was in the middle of a live interview on Timcast IRL podcast. Now, let me say this too. I'm going to say this too. This is huge for Timcast. I will say that. It's huge for Timcast, in my personal opinion. Now let me fix something and I will be right back. Apparently the sound is not connecting with the audio. I don't know what's going on, but I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. What? Man. Hold on, guys. Give me give me 2 minutes. I gotta reboot some ish, unfortunately. Give me a second. I will be right back. Okay. Is this okay? We're back to normal to a certain extent. Man, this program sucks. But okay. Yeah. I got to get some of these things back up again. Right quick. But I appreciate all y'all for staying with me, rocking with me and everything. Let us try that again. Let me get this article up for you guys so you guys can see this. And please be sure to hit that like button down below. That would really mean a lot. All right. Hit that like button down below. Okay. So we already know he stormed out of this this particular interview. Okay. And so he was saying, like, hey, I'm not gonna sit here and I feel like I'm getting set up, to be defending what I've been saying and all that, and talking about Jewish people, etc. He said that on the podcast. Okay, now West 45, continuing on, West 45, who claims he's running for president in 2024, lost several lucrative business relationships, and was removed from Forbes' billionaire list after he began railing against Jewish people in October with a series of anti-Semitic remarks. Now, we all been known that, okay? We all been known that, all right? Somebody gifted people some hold on, because I haven't opened all the windows yet, so I am sorry, guys. Let me grab that. Let me see here. It's all BS. Thank you so much for the gifting 5 people memberships. I really do appreciate it. Everybody give our boy It's All BS a whole bunch of heart emojis in the chat. I'd really, really appreciate it. All right. Thank you so very much. But continuing on to here. No, we don't want any fabrics. Thank you. All right. So He was railing against the Jewish people in October. We already know about the tweets, etc. The constant podcast he keeps on hopping on, because clearly, let's be real. He's not going to go. Fox News is not going to bring him back on. Okay? Anything that he had anything to say towards the Jewish community in that interview that he had with Tucker Carlson even cut that stuff out. Let's keep it real. So even Fox News, all right, wouldn't even want Kanye on their platform at all. And we talk about Fox News, all right? Fox News. And they don't even want him on their show either. So now he's going to podcasts. And of course, he had a huge interview on Drink Champs, talking about all kinds of things, saying, hey, I can say all these kind of remarks and Adidas can't stop me. They can't even drop me. Now what? And then guess what happened? He got dropped. Surprise. He got caught and he got dropped, right? And all these other places, all these other companies just severed ties with him because it was bad. All the stuff and now he has been doing nothing but tripling, quadrupling down on this. And it's bad. Long story short, it's a bad look. Okay. So then here it is. Former President Trump was swept up in the rapper's anti-Semitic storm last week when he hosted West and white supremacist Nick Fuentes, a known white supremacist. I want to say that really quick. All right. Known white supremacist Nick Fuentes for dinner at his Mar-a-Lago estate. Fuentes, a far right provocateur, Milo Yiannopoulos. I can't even say his last name right. I am so far sorry. Yiannopoulos, I guess. Yiannopoulos, maybe. Were also interviewed by Poole Monday and left when West stormed off about 20 minutes into the podcast. Kanye wasn't even there long enough. Okay. Wasn't even there long enough to even get comfortable. All right. He wasn't even there long enough to say what the room smelled like. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even settle. He still had his coat on. There was no chill. None. And he took he just chucked up the deuces and walked out. And to me, I'm looking at it and I'm going, this is not as what they were talking about was nothing. They were at the tip of the iceberg of the conversation. And Ye just walked. Okay? Ye just walked. Nerd David, yes, Ye is surrounded by yes men. Those two men that are in there with him, Milo and Nick Fuentes, both of them are yes men. Both of them see an opportunity for clout. Both of them see an opportunity for some political gain in some sort of way, or to at least get their names out there to a larger a group of people. Okay, into a larger platform, because a lot of people who don't know who Nick Fuentes is or who Milo is, they're now looking them up. They are now. They're riding on this man's coattails. In my personal opinion, no one will dare tell him to take his meds, and that's true too. And what's crazy to me, what is wild to me, is that we can have people going on and say, hey, talking sincerely, saying, Kanye, Ye, you need to find help. You need to talk to the right people. You're flying off you're flying off, you're going off the rails here. You need to seek some serious help. You need to really have a conversation with people, not these yes men that are going to sit there and try to push you into choices that only benefit them and not benefit you and your mental health. And yet there are people out here that are really getting angry for other people stepping forward and saying what needs to be said, which is Ye needs some help. He's with the wrong crew. He's running with the wrong people right now, in my personal opinion. But then again, hey, if this is his true self, then this is his true self. But at the same time, you really think, I don't know. You really think that this is 100% Ye at his healthiest? I don't know. We're going to take a look at some of this. We are. Okay. Before walking out of the interview, let's continue this article here. Before walking out of the interview, Ye or West revealed that the dinner with Trump had been scheduled for October, but pushed back to this last week. West also said that Milo, who suggested that Fuentes be brought along to the dinner, or said that it was Milo who suggested that Fuentes be brought along to the dinner at the former president's residence and resort. I wonder why. I would have never wanted anything to do that. I would never do anything that hurt Trump, West told Poole during his brief time on the show, adding that he believes former Vice President Mike Pence sold Trump out. And this is Milo right here. And he's known as very, controversial individual for sure. I'm on Trump's side. Trump said things that hurt me. He lied to me. But I mean, he's known for lying, West said. I went in the trenches for Trump. There's no one in my position that wore that hat, the former entertainment and business mogul added, referencing the 45's iconic red Make America Great Again hat, the MAGA hat. We all know that hat. All right. Several high-profile Republicans have denounced Trump in the wake of his scandalous dinner. Yes. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying it. I'm just saying what the articles have been saying lately. And this is Nick Fuentes, everybody. Nick Fuentes. All right. That had dinner with Trump. All right. But Senator Mitt Romney on Monday compared Trump to a gargoyle that could scare voters away from the Republican Party. And he called the dinner Trump hosted a disgusting affair. Now, that's what I'm trying to say. Kanye has been flying off the hinges, okay? He's been going crazy, all right? He's been just riding this bad boy till the wheels fall off without zero care in the world. But on some real stuff, the choices that he's making, and he's bringing these other people into these other meetings, let's be real. As far as Trump in 2024, this optically speaking was a bad look for Trump. Very, very bad look. Just saying. He just had dinner, but at the same time, not the greatest look. Not the greatest look. All right. Now, let me pull this interview back up because I wanted to get you guys to see that piece because it is phenomenal. Okay. Hold on. Get some of this going here as it starts to do its thing. But one thing that is very interesting is how Tim Poole handles the situation. All right. He handles it in a very, I mean, I don't know. To me, it seems like he's a little timid. Like he's a little nervous about having this interview. He doesn't want to say anything that's going to get Kanye upset because it is Kanye West, for crying out loud. Probably one of the biggest interviews, probably one of the biggest names he's ever had on his show ever. But at the same time, he is, I guess, trying to accommodate someone and trying to keep it copacetic. He's trying to be a good host to a certain extent. But man, it's crazy. But real quick, Sophia Martinez, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really do appreciate it. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. And Matthew, yes, I did see the that interview, and that was insane as well. Okay, absolutely insane as well. Hold on one second. Josh Randall disavows. Let's see. Tim dropped the ball. Could have been a revealing and interesting interview. Instead, he was being snipey, or snippy. You know, I don't know if he was really being snippy. I don't know. The way I saw it him just trying to do a little bit of pushback to have a conversation with somebody. That's the way I saw it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's Tim Pool. It's Tim Pool, for crying out loud. You know, I think we'd all be incredibly surprised if we were to sit here and think that Tim Pool wasn't going to be Tim Pool in this conversation. Okay. But again, he did make the decision to bring on Kanye West. He knew exactly. All right. He knew exactly who he had on the show. And one thing I just saw here too, because obviously this is loading up. Like I said, my internet's been really, really shoddy lately. But you can see it right here. I'm gonna play as much as I want to play this snippet as best as I can here. But I just saw Josh respond again, and I want to pull this up. He said, "I would have just let Ye talk," is what I'm getting at. Now the thing is, though, see, this is the issue I have with, and there's nothing wrong with that opinion, Josh. I agree to a certain extent, right? But there's got to be a back and forth. You can't have a show where you just have somebody rattling off, using your platform to rattle off with no questions, no pushback. And clearly, you got to remember that you got Tim Pool, you know, whether you're a fan of his or not, he's going to ask questions. He's going to have a conversation with you. He's not going to just have you go up there and go, this is my mic now. I'm just going to say what I got to say. Y'all just listen to me because I'm brilliant, because I'm Ye, or I'm such and such. No. You come onto the show to have a conversation, to maybe clarify or to debunk certain things, certain rumors that are flying around about you. Now, Ye has become a fairly controversial individual lately. And I get it that he loves to get on the mic and say what he has to say about the world and what he wants to do with helping change the world. But at the same time, if you are a podcast host, a talk show host, whatever, you know for a fact that he has already had a very bad history of getting on the mic on your show, okay, and saying some things that could even deplatform your platform, even deplatform your show. So you have to be extremely careful about what comes out of Ye's mouth. That's the problem here. Because you can't just let him go and just the entire time, saying any anti-Semitic or racist, whatever he wants to say, can get very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So you sit back and you let him talk, but then he starts to say certain things. And then here's the other problem. This is the double-edged sword problem of it all. Because if you let the guy just do his thing and talk, and you say nothing back, suddenly what he says, you are agreeing with, because you're allowing him to say it. You see what I'm saying? It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. You got to throw in a little pushback, because you got people who are going to look at this and go, wait a second. Yo, so you're telling me that Tim Pool agrees with what he's saying because he's not saying anything? He's just letting him talk for 15 minutes straight? Nah, bro. That's bad. That's no bueno. That's bad news bears, in my personal opinion. And yes, and I'll say this too, Rashida. Great example. Drink Champs. The main guy was so hype about having Kanye on. And I know he went out and tried to explain, like, oh man, I was drunk, but I was hyped because it was Ye and nah. They were like egging him on. He was in, like, Ye was almost in an echo chamber. So Ye kept talking and saying what he needed to say, getting lit, having some drinks, having a grand old time. But none of those hosts pushed back at all. None of them did. They agreed with him. They were with him 100%. They let him have the floor, and they just cheered him on. Whereas this is somebody who's actually going, well, wait a second. No, you might not be wrong. You know what I mean? And I get it to a certain extent. Like there was some, Rashida, I see that there was some pushback, but it was done in a different way. Okay? Just done in a different way. And then, yeah, Ye was getting lit. And they did talk about all that stuff. But again, did they really push back? Like really, really, really? They asked them a question and then they stepped back. There wasn't really pushback. What I'm seeing here with this Tim Pool thing, and like I said, I'm not sitting here saying that I'm like, oh, I'm a huge Tim Pool fan. I'm not. But he at least was doing something that I feel like a lot of people want from these interviews. Not just letting him talk because he's Ye, and that's it. I'm sorry. You can be a genius in music. Doesn't mean that you're a genius in everything. Just saying that out loud. And I know a lot of people feel some type of way, thinking, oh, yeah, he's exposing this, that, and the third. Well, sure. He maybe he's exposing some things in one part. Maybe. But all this other stuff that he's saying is reckless, y'all. Reckless. And I don't blame Tim Pool for stepping forward and saying, what up, though? You're saying what? Wait, hold up. Because that's what a good interviewer does. That's what you do in a good conversation. You push back. But okay. Like I said, I'm going to try to play this because this thing's acting a doggone fool. All right? But let's see what it does. Are you serious? Oh, son of a mother lover. Hold on, guys. Let me get this right. I'm so sorry. I thought that audio was up. Shoot. Up because it's stuck. Hold on. Let me play that one more again. Let me play that again. Hit that number 1 if you can hear it, okay? I apologize. Lo siento. Lo siento. I get it. You guys are like, no sound. I get it. I get it, babies. Let me try this again.
God is saying, your children are going to be okay. Baby mama's got money, right? God is using me. He's breaking me down, removing all of the, richest person, all of this, so I can serve him. And the more and more those things are taken away from me, the more I can be empty and be a vessel and be able to be used. And right now it's like, you're not going to take, if we can't, you're not going to take my pain away, right? The Jewish people say, it's the Holocaust, this happened, and you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's going to denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what, because every time I'm just holding stride, and it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK, because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is.
Corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
and because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
Okay. And this is right about the time he starts to walk off. Hold on.
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about?
Son of a bitch. Hold on. See, like I said, this thing likes to act a damn fool. All right. But before we go into this part, you heard all that he said. You heard every single thing that he said so far. Pineapple pancake art? Yeah. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Does this make sense? He just okay. He just said he's MLK. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me play some more. Hopefully this thing is being nice to me. Let's go.
I mean, like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you referring to the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys, you guys want to bring that stuff up, and then
have
think
the
we're not going
discussion.
to have a
Like,
conversation.
have the discussion.
Like you think Ye's going to come in here and say, "Here's my pain, here's my suffering." I'm going to say, "I hear you," and then he's going to say, "And it was Jewish people," and I'm going to be like, "Okay, but don't you consider?" It's like, I'm not going to do this. I refuse.
Make sure he's cool.
All right.
Okay. So as you can see that, and of course I'll try to play the whole thing or a little bit more than that because I'm not going to play all 20 minutes of this doggone thing. I mean, it's a big piece that he that happens here. But as you can see, there's a tiny bit of pushback from there's a tiny bit of pushback from Tim Pool, and then all of a sudden, because there's pushback, I don't know. Ye has I mean, it wasn't even pushback, y'all. Real talk. Do you really think that was? I'm sorry. Do you really think? Do you really think that was pushback? I'm sorry. I'm not with it. I'm not with it at all. You're telling me that, and trust me, because I know this feeling that Tim Pool's having. It's that bit of excitement of, holy cow, I'm about to have one of the biggest names in the world sitting across from me in my place. All this hard work has led up to this conversation. All my hard work has led up to this conversation. And now, boy, oh boy, this man was in there for 20 minutes. And again, I can't play the whole thing because, like I said, can't play the whole thing. All right. But then there was a part in the interview that was not entirely true on Tim's part. Tim said, "Oh, well, you're bringing up anti-Semitic, talking about anti-Semitism, and because Kanye West was talking about certain things, he's like, well, you're bringing it up. We're going to talk about it. You know what I mean? But then it's like, wait a second, no. Tim brought it up in a conversation, in the question. It's just that Ye was trying to expand on it a little bit more." And I don't think Tim Pool really, I don't think Tim Pool remembered that he actually brought up the question about his anti-Semitic remarks. But that did happen before this piece, before this chunk, okay? But still, that does not garner someone getting up and walking out. I'm going to say it right now. Still does not garner. I still think that he overreacted like a mug. He got up and just walked. And I look at this and I'm like, what did he say what was being said in this interview that was so unbelievably bad that just that destroyed Ye so much that he had to get up and walk out. They hadn't even begun yet. Conversation hadn't even really started yet. They had a few things. They talked about a few points. Ye was talking for a good portion of it. The only part that was a little bit wrong on it, the only part that was wrong in the situation was Tim mentioned the anti-Semitic remarks. He was responding to it. And then Tim responded again going, oh, well, see, okay, I see you want to talk about the anti-Semitic remarks, so let's talk about it. And he's like, what? That's the only part I saw where there was a mistake. But like I said, this is a very interesting situation. And then, of course, later on in the conversation, Tim is saying, hey, this is a show where we have a discussion. It's not a thing where you just come onto a mic and talk for 2 hours while we just listen to you rant. No, there's an open conversation. It's a big table. We all have our times to talk. Yes, we talk over each other. Yes, we interrupt each other, but it is what it is. This is how we have our conversations. To me, it didn't seem like Ye was really willing to have a full conversation. And I know some people are going to sit here and defend Ye, and that's fine. Defend Ye all you want. That is totally fine. But the way I see this is a man who agreed to come onto a show, knew, hopefully, did some of his research to see what kind of show he was walking into. At least he knew that the show was big enough because he showed up on the show, so he knew the show was big. Shoot, there was almost, I think, like 90,000 people streaming, or almost 100,000 watchers, viewers that were watching the whole stream while he was on. I mean, it was huge for the 20 minutes that he was on. It was huge. Okay. So he knew that this platform, this show was big enough and was more right leaning. Because for a fact, you're not going to see him on any left leaning podcasts. Heck no. That's not his echo chamber. Okay. It's not his echo chamber. But again, and I mean, and on average, I don't know how many viewers he gets. You know what I mean? I don't know how many viewers he gets. I know he gets a lot. He gets thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people that watch his show because he has huge, huge names on his show. Everything from political, a little bit of pop culture in there, a little bit, but they're mostly right-wing leaning people. He's more of a right-winged show. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Shoot. There's plenty of left-leaning shows and right-leaning shows out there. There's plenty of people to talk to and have controversies and have disagreements all the live long day. But when it comes to this, it's interesting. Okay? It's very, very interesting. I'm going to see if I can play this piece again. Hopefully it'll be nice to me. We'll see what happens.
To come in here, I feel like it's a setup to be like defending. I'm not going to go through another, like
Yes, it's being a pain in the ass, man. One thing I will say, though, too. All right. One thing I will say, though, too, is I get it that Ye wants to have a place that he can actually talk, where he can just say what he needs to say, be understood. But the thing is you hear Ye in the way he speaks. It's not 110% like cohesive. And he's like, this, this is kind of how my brain works, so on and so forth. He explains that in the video. Okay. He does in the interview. I'm kind of all scattered brained. I'll have like several different things to say, blah, blah, blah. But I think the only thing that's going to really work out for him, which is what I was just about to say, Counselor Kia, he just needs to have his own podcast and call it a damn day. Milo or Nick, Fuentes, the people that he's rocking with, you're telling me that they can't help him piece together something where he could just turn on a microphone, turn on the camera, and start talking? Trust me, people will watch. People will listen to him. Most definitely. I mean, not everybody who's going to listen to him is going to agree with him, but that's the thing, though. There has to be an understanding and a willing to hear what's going on. That's it. Just a conversation and an opportunity to have opposing views. It just can't be, it really cannot be a listen. He could easily have his own show, but if he was to live stream his show and he's reading the comments and all that, and the people who are on there, not everybody agrees with him and all that, he might snap off of that too. He might just go, live is over, boop, and just turn it off. Okay? But I don't know. To me, it's a strange one. It is a strange one. And I get it. There's people who feel some type of way about this and all that. I just, it's an interesting one. And I guess I'll throw that out to you guys too. If he really, 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 really is running, because that's one of the pieces of the conversation that they were going to have on this show. And he was only on there for 20 minutes, about 23 minutes, and he kicked rocks. Now, the question is, if he really is going to run for president in 2024, would you vote for him? That's the question I have for you guys. Would you vote for him? Man, this thing is not being my friend. Hold up. Let me see what I can do. Let's try this one.
God is saying, your children are going to be okay.
Hold on, man. Again, like I said, this internet is on crack. I don't know what happened. There must have been some really bad storm that came through and messed the things up. Okay. But Renee said, I'd rather vote. Rennie, sorry. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. He said, I'd rather vote for Herschel. Yeah. Ain't that something, y'all? That's a real thing, y'all. That's a real thing. Hold on. Yeah, I know you guys can hear it. It's just it's just getting sticky. Let's see. Again, my
mama's got money, right? God is using me. He's breaking me down, removing all of the, richest person, all of this, so I can serve him. And the more and more those things are taken away from me, the more I can be empty and be a vessel and be able to be used. And right now, it's like, you're not going to take, if we can't, you're not going to take my pain away, right? The Jewish people say, it's the Holocaust, this happened, and you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's going to denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what, because every time I'm just holding stride, and it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK, because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who is they though? We can't say who they is.
Corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up, and then
Have
think
the
we're not going
discussion.
to have a
Like,
conversation?
have the discussion.
Like you think Ye's going to come in here and say, "Here's my pain, here's my suffering." I'm going to say, "I hear you," and then he's going to say, "And it was Jewish people," and I'm going to be like, "Okay, but don't you consider?" It's like, I'm not going to do this. I
gotta
refuse.
Go, make sure he's cool.
All right, go for it. Luke and I will have a conversation. So
there it is, man. It's pretty wild to me. The whole thing that went down. And the thing is let's be real. I get that there's people that feel some type of way about Ye, that he is, that he is saying nothing wrong and he's keeping it real and all that stuff. But for me, I just wish that it would just be a little bit more concise. That's all. A little bit more cohesive. Because he is coming out a little bit like birdshot. It's kind of all over the place. And, I get it that maybe he thinks in a little bit more of a abstract way. He has more of an abstract way of communicating and all that. But at the same time, for me, if you are going to be on a channel, be on a show, there's got to be a different way of communicating, because I feel a lot of people are not feeling or understanding what he's trying to say. And I think people are getting lost within his conversation. And people are looking at that and going, okay, there's something up with him. And maybe it's the bipolar disorder. Maybe it's something else. We don't know. But it's clearly something that hasn't been attended to. It's something that hasn't been looked at, period. And then when there is a little bit of pushback from Tim Pool, which in my personal opinion, it wasn't that big of a pushback. In my personal opinion, Ye can't handle it. And he walks out. Instead of him being willing to actually have the conversation, he's not willing to have that conversation. He wants to be right, and that's it. At least that's the way it comes off when you storm out of a conversation that's mostly one-sided. Just saying. And then at the end of the day, in my personal opinion, this is the one that looks like Tim looks like he's the winner in this situation. If this was going to be a debate, Ye didn't stay for the debate. He walked out. But the funny thing is again, there was no debate to be had. There was no debate to be had, y'all. That's the thing. He was trying to have I'm sorry, again, not a fan of I'm not sitting here saying that I watch Tim Pool every week, every day. I don't at all. But sorry, this is supposed to be an open conversation. His shows last for like 2-3 hours, maybe 4 hours, depending on the person and how long that person's on the show for. This only lasted 20 minutes, and he didn't get a chance to at all address any of the elephants in the room, any of them. As soon as that there was a little bit of pushback in the conversation, he leaves. And I know some of you guys are like, oh, you're not showing the whole thing. I'm not about to show the whole thing. Go to Tim Pool's stream and watch the whole thing for yourself. But I'm telling you right now, I have seen Tim Pool's shows. Tim was exactly how he usually is. I feel like he was a little bit more timid in this conversation because he was probably scared that worried that he was going to have him storm off, in my personal opinion. All right. But at the same time, you look at this situation, and for those of y'all who are like trying to die on that hill, by all means, go ahead. But to me, if you're going to sit there, if you're not going to sit there and walk out, that shows the true nature of what kind of person you're dealing with. I'm sorry. But those are the facts. Especially when there was no real, that was not even pushback, yo. He's just sitting there going, no, it's not even that. So on and so forth. Okay? That's it. That's it, y'all. And for those of y'all who feel that type of way about this, man, okay, well, I don't know how you guys deal with interviews or conversations with people or anything of that sort, or, if your boss gets upset about something and maybe there's a disagreement in a corporate setting, you don't get up and just walk out the door. Let's be real. You just don't do that. All right. You just don't. All right. You usually sit there and you work it out. Same thing with anything that you do with any disagreements with loved ones, friends, etc., whatever. You don't just hang the phone up on them. You work it out. That's it. It was a bad look, in my personal opinion, for Ye. And that's why it's now being written and trending on Twitter and all that stuff all over the place right now. All right. There's better ways to get your point across. There's stronger ways to get your point across. And this right here, my friends, was not the way to do it. It just was not. But, that was some Kanye watch for that A. All right. Man, oh man, it's a late show, but I appreciate all y'all for being here. I don't really talk much politics on here because I know how people get on here a lot of the times. But hold on, let me grab this. I did not see this at all, but I do appreciate it if I can find it. I just saw a super chat. Hold on. Ooh, there it is. Elusive Allure. Thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Thank you. Wow. Appreciate it. I appreciate when media doesn't call out an entire community for a few. Imagine the media saying black people when talking about rappers simply because most rappers are black. Most record execs may be Jewish, but most Jewish are not record execs. Exactly. I see what you're saying. You know what I mean? And that's basically what he was doing. He's just saying he is basically making one huge broad stroke rather than saying, okay, just something. I don't know. You know what I mean? He is literally going, boom. Oh, it's just this demographic. It's just these people. They control everything. Not all of them. Not all of them. Okay? And not all, like you said, not all black people are rappers. Not all black people are out here, out here doing the thuggish, ruggish bone. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Not all white people run around wearing J. Crew and Keds. You see what I'm saying? Just saying. And put the sweater over their shoulders in that weird tie thing. Like, I don't get that preppy, that super preppy look. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. The sweater, they wrap the sweater over their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know why they have the sweater there in the first place. Like, just in case if it gets a little chilly out. I don't get it. But you see what I'm saying. I don't get it. Not all white people dress like that too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just these crazy stereotypes these generalizations of demographics of groups of people that, and he's basically doing that on one specific demographic, and it's ridiculous to me. It's absolutely ridiculous. Hence the reason why there's so much of a pushback with him and the things that he has been saying recently, because it's bad. Okay. It's an entire generalization. And then he has two people with him that are in that room that are both extremely controversial in their own rights. And they're sitting there saying, yeah, yay, everything he's saying is exactly what needs to be said. And you got to remember, there are young, white, impressionable kids that are listening to Kanye West music, wearing his clothes, wearing his shoes, because they're begging for mama to go buy those Yeezys, those latest Yeezys. She's dropping 3 hundo. Well, before the Yeezys, before he was ousted. All right. They're listening to this stuff. And now they're looking at Nick Fuentes and going, who'd that be? I need to look him up. And next thing you know, they get sucked into the vortex of this ridiculous rhetoric that's coming out of Fuentes' mouth. Same thing is with Milo. Somebody's looking him up. Who's this Milo guy? Whoosh. Sucked into the thing, into the vortex. These young, impressionable minds are listening to that stuff and going, oh, then he must be the way. If he rocks with Kanye, then all the stuff that he's saying must be true. Like I said, this is a recipe for something very disastrous. And I don't think Ye knows what's going on fully. Listen, y'all, he's running with known white supremacists, known neo-Nazis. He's breaking bread with these mother lovers. He's taking them onto podcasts. And yet there's a group of people out here that are, even in the black community too, that are sitting here saying that Kanye can do no wrong. Everything that he is saying is gold. I'm sorry, but no, it is bad. It's bad news bears, y'all. He is rocking and running with the wrong crew. This is as if Kanye is on a really bad drug bender. You know that the like in those days, back in the day, you'd see, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of some bubblegum pop star name. You know what I'm saying? Like, just for an example, you take somebody like, oh, okay, like, say you take a Demi Lovato, for example, and she's all young and fresh faced and she's got this incredible voice and she's really popular and all that stuff. But then suddenly you start seeing people pop up around her. And then she starts getting darker and darker. Her demeanor, her light, if you get what I'm saying, her energy starts to get darker and darker and darker, right? And then you realize, oh, this is when she went into her darkest phase, into recreationals, if you get what I'm saying. You did get heavy into something serious, right? Now, I'm not saying that he is on anything recreationally, but I'm just saying it's almost as if he is going through a dark phase of that. It's that story. Oh, Demi Lovato, she was, the brightest person on the Disney Channel. And then all of a sudden she did a bump of cocaine and it all went crashing down. But for Ye, it's not that. It's something completely different. Now he's with these people that I feel like at some point he's going to step back, take a really good look and go, how the did I get in here with these? What? How did I get here? At some point, that's going to happen. I mean, I hope. Because, my God, this is not good. This is not good. I'm worried about him. I am worried about him. Regardless of him being, said to be a genius or not, throw all that BS out the way, out the window. Forget the fact that he has designed clothing or made really great records. F all that. One of the most important things is that this is a human being. And this human being is in serious, this is something bad. And to me, he looks like he needs help. And some of y'all out here get angry, but hey, look at what's going on here. You're telling me that you're cool with him running with white supremacists? Real talk, y'all. You guys are cool? Some of you guys are out here dying on that hill trying to defend this dude. Y'all okay with him running around with these kinds of people? He could be running with so many other people. And he's running with these people. Think about it for a second, y'all. I don't care if he's exposing certain things. Think about it for 2 seconds. For those of y'all who are going on to the accordion going, oh, he's exposing truth. He's telling the truth. Shh. For 1 second, take a step backwards and look at what's going on here. Wouldn't you want him to be sound mind and body, exposing the truth, than for him to be running with the wrong crew? Because he's running with the wrong crew, y'all. And no one there are certain people in the world that don't seem to care about that. And that's scary to me. Clearly, they don't care about his well-being. They only care about what he's putting out there. They only care about the narrative. Oh, he's exposing the truth. How? If something bad happens to him because he didn't go and find the right kind of help, that message is going to go with him. Do you understand that? And no one seems to care about that. That it's like, we need to protect him at all costs because he's spitting the truth. All right, then. If he's spitting the truth and you say protect him at all costs, then protect him, y'all. I'm telling you, he's in the wrong circle. He's running with the wrong people right now. And I'm telling you, one day, he's going to wake up or he's going to be on that plane and he's going to have a real frightening, sobering moment. And he's going to go, how the hell did I get here? Who are these people? How did I get myself around these people? Why did I do this? I built all this, and this is not even the things I believe in. I mean, I would assume. But again, this is something that he really needs help. Again, he does. Kanye. I would love to have a conversation with him, but I feel like he'd walk off the show in 5 minutes because I would ask some questions. I'm not going to sit there and just let him talk for an hour. I'm just not. And any person, you got Tucker Carlson, any person that has been on his side, they at least throw in some questions, y'all. All right? They at least throw in some questions. I would love to talk to him. And it would be coming from a place of love and care. But I feel like even then he wouldn't want to hear that either. So I don't know. Whatever path he is on, he needs to find his way out because no one in his corner is going to shed any light towards the right path. That's the sad part of this whole thing. It really is the sad part of this whole thing. Oh, boy. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Even the ones that don't agree with me. All right. I get it. Not everybody's going to agree with me, and that is totally fine. But I care about the livelihood of this individual. I do. I really do think he just needs the proper help. He does. And where he gets that, I don't know. Maybe it's not Kim. Maybe he can't seek that love and care from Kim anymore. But he's got to find it from somebody. And I think he's in one of the loneliest times of his life right now. Real talk. And I just want him to find happiness. I do. Yes, let's not be Kanye's. Well, not this Kanye. Okay? Because I've heard like aside from this Kanye, I've heard some like before everything that went down, I've heard some really great things about Kanye before Kanye went in and turned into Ye. So all I can do is have my fingers crossed and hope and pray that he finds, like I said, I just hope he finds happiness. That's where he needs to find it. That's the only way he's going to be able to get out of this dark area and head towards the light. Fingers crossed, though, guys. Fingers crossed. Anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all for listening to me having this conversation. I know, this is not something that I talk about very often, but at the same time, and I know because and one of the reasons why is it's very polarizing, gets a lot of people angry. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish we could talk about things politically a little bit more freely and a little bit easier without people getting frustrated or angry. And I just hate that so much. I hate it so much. There's so much negativity when it comes to just talking about things politically. I just wish we can have that conversation in an open way where nobody feels like, my opinions are now just insulting you to your core. That's not my intention. My intention is to have a conversation about these things. And my intention and my focus is solely on Kanye. I don't give a damn where he stands politically on the spectrum. What I care about is the people that are around him and the type of stuff that's coming out of his mouth that's causing a big problem, not only just for him emotionally, but financially. And it's only going to make it worse for his relationship with his kids. Something to think about. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being on here. Okay. And 8Lady747, yep, he can most definitely afford the help. Okay. And I appreciate you guys listening to me. Thank you. All right. All right. Hey, I hope he does make another $1 billion and he takes that $1 billion and he seeks help. That's it. That's what he needs. That's what he needs. All right. But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. I appreciate all y'all for being here. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for hearing me out, whether you agreed with me or not. I appreciate you even just taking the time to lend your ear, to bend an ear to this conversation. So please hit that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. I'll be back on tomorrow with more conversations with you guys. We got some more updates revolving around Shanquella Robinson, which we will be talking about. So be on the lookout for that. So hit that like button down below and do not forget to hit that subscribe button. All right. Be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, it is time to get going. I appreciate all y'all. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.